Is it going? Yes. Okay. Hi, Molly. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. So, what did you want to talk about today?
So I kind of wanted to talk about. I've been struggling the past couple weeks with like kind of sticking to going to the gym. It's kind of always been something that I've been very touch and go with. I'll be really, really good for a while, and then I won't be so good, and then I'll be really good again, and it's kind of been back and forth. And I was just in my really, really good phase, and now I'm in my not so good phase.
Right. Okay. So you're struggling with getting yourself to the gym, but you know it needs to be a priority.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, my weight has always been something that I've struggled with, and it's always been something that like people like to remind me about. So it's taken me a little bit, but I'm finally at the point where it's like I know that I need to, and like I know I need to get myself to go. It's just like it's kind of like a roller coaster. Like I'll be so good, and then I'll stop, and then I'm so good again, and then I'll stop. So
okay. So on one hand, you really feel like you need to and you want to go,
mm-hmm.
but on the other hand, sometimes that motivation to get there is just not something that you have.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's more so like it's not the motivation because like I have the motivation. It's like life gets in the way, and that I think is more frustrating to me because it's like I have the motivation and I want to go and I want to do it, but I just like physically don't have the time. And I know everyone always says there's always time to go to the gym, but like in my life right now there is not time, and I just need to find a way to like fix that.
So, okay, so tell me a little bit about what you have going on in your life right now that is getting in the way of going to the gym.
Okay. So I'm in grad school, you know this, and I'm getting towards the end of my semester. So last couple of days of classes are this week, and I don't have any sit-down finals. I just have like a lot of take-home assignments to do, which that in itself would be fine. But I'm also working 35 hours a week, 35 to 40 hours a week, and on top of that, I'm at my practicum 10 hours a week. So in between, my practicum and then going to school for class and then going to work and having like 16-hour days, I still have to find the time to get all my assignments done by this Friday. And I'm working every single day, and I have class through Wednesday, and it's just...
Okay, so you're booked pretty solid then.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're, when you are in, you said it's kind of like a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. When you are in those good times, what makes those times that you're able to get to the gym more often?
I think it's more so like almost like my life is a little more spread out. So like I'm able, like there are breaks in between my classes, or there are some mornings where I don't have to go to work or things like that. So it's like I have a little more time to devote to it, and I'm not so pressed for time where I feel like I can't prioritize it. So like that's I think another part of it is like I want to be able to prioritize going and taking care of myself, but because I have so much going on right now, it's like the only thing that can take the back burner right now is me. So it's like, and I know that that's not ideal, but it's like out of everything, like that has to be the thing that I take a step back on in order to make sure that I don't lose my job and I don't fail out of grad school. So
that must be a really frustrating spot to be stuck in.
Yeah, because it's like I can feel the effect that it's having on me, and I don't like it, but I feel very like there's nothing I can do to fix it.
Okay, yeah, so you're kind of feeling like, you know that there's a lot of benefits to going to the gym and taking care of your own health, but you don't necessarily feel like you have the time to allow yourself to do that right now.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because I want to have the time, and it's since I'm in the home stretch, like I'm like, you're almost there, like you just have to make it through this week, but then I'm so stressed out and I'm so overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't even know if I can make it through the week, and like because I've taken such a back burner on going, like I can feel how it's affecting my body too, and that it's kind of just like a cycle because like I've taken a step back, and so I'm starting to feel it physically, which is affecting like how I'm presenting, and I'm more tired and I'm more anxious because I should be using it to de-stress, but I can't because I can't fathom going when I have a 10-page paper due in 2 days.
Right.
So
there's definitely a lot battling, a lot of things that are battling for your time is what it seems like.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel like no matter what I do, something's got to give, and no matter what option I choose, it's gonna feel like the wrong option.
Okay, so you feel like there's just like not a good option right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. And I feel like I'm picking the like lesser of two evils by not taking care of myself, because it's the one thing that I can like it's the one thing like I can control, because it's like I can't, put work on the back burner because I'll lose my job, and I can't put school on the back burner because I'll fail out, and I can't put my practicum on the back burner because like that's going to affect school. So it's like I can put myself on the back burner and not prioritize myself because I only have to answer to me. But then at the same time, like it's really starting to affect me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that definitely sounds tough. I want to ask you what you know about self-care. Like, is that a phrase that's been tossed around? Because I know you said you're a graduate student and you're getting your master's in psych right now. So is that anything that's been tossed around in any of your classes?
Yeah. We talk about self-care a lot in a couple of my like psychotherapy classes and things like that. We always talk about the importance of making sure that you take care of yourself, because like you can't take care of others in this profession that I'm trying to pursue if you're not taken care of. So if you're not putting the proper time into maintaining your own health, it's gonna start affecting how you are with clients or with whoever you're working with.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's a very important thing in this field in general. And this is something that sometimes you gotta just it's a thing that you learn to schedule in there, and that's what we'll obviously work on doing. Because going to the gym, as you want to get back into doing, is part of that self-care, because caring for yourself is an important thing to do. And so I wonder if you'd be okay with me providing a little bit more information about like options you have for self-care, like options around here that you have in terms of like gym classes and other things like that.
I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah, so I know that you go to Roger Williams, and there's a lot of what I've heard. I've done a little bit of research, and I've heard that there's like some free classes that you're able to attend there. And going to the gym like you're trying to do is really good for your health in terms of not only is it a stress reliever, it helps to, in general, as you keep going consistently, it helps to bring down your heart rate, which helps to ease anxiety and ease stress. And a lot of times once you get into a workout routine, it helps a lot with your sleep at night, which I'm sure, as you know, when you feel rested, you're able to get a lot more done and you feel a lot less stressed about it all. So how does all that kind of stuff sound to you?
It sounds like that's like ideally like what I want, is to kind of just have this be something that I do and not something I have to worry about. It's just like a norm. It's how things are.
Okay, so you want to make it part of your life routine.
Yeah.
Not something that's obligatory, something that is just something akin to like brushing your teeth in the morning when you get up.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So, I'm wondering at this point, in the little bit of talking we've done, I'm kind of wondering, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate your ability level to get yourself going into the gym at this point?
Like motivation-wise, I would say I'm like an 8 or a 9, because like okay. I know that it's something I need to do, but also something I want to do. But like ability-wise right now, I'd say I'm more so at a 6, just because like of like the timing right now.
Okay.
Which frustrates me.
Which, I mean, that frustration is completely understandable, especially with the amount of work you've got going on and the fact that it's something that you need to be doing. Mm-hmm. So that's totally understandable. But the fact that you've got that motivation at that 8 or 9 level, that is a positive thing. That's moving in a good direction. So in terms of the motivation, like what put you at an 8 or a 9 and not like a 6, you think?
I think, to be honest, it's taken me a while to get there, because it's always been something that's been a little bit of a struggle for me. And I don't know, I feel like it was just something for me that came with time, and I'm finally at the point where it's like, I'm really aware that like I can't just, eat whatever I want and not work out and think that I'm going to be healthy. And so I'm kind of to the point where like I am aware that this is something I need to start doing. And it also helps, like my roommate is very health conscious, so it's very beneficial to kind of have that to hold me accountable as well.
Right.
But I think it's just, like I said, I think it's more so it came with time than anything else. I don't know if there's anything like that really made me change. It was just like,
so over time you just become much more self-aware, and you've got people surrounding you who are kind of representing what it is that you're trying to work towards.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so, if you could, get past these last few weeks of school where you're kind of like unbelievably booked and make it to the summertime where things slow down a little, what do you think your life would look like, if you were able to get into the gym?
It's funny you ask, because like I've kind of already like started thinking about that, of like how I'm going to get, for lack of a better way to put it, like get my life back on track for summer, because I am still taking summer classes. So as much as I talk about, like getting to the end of the semester, like it's the end of the marathon and everything's going to be easy, like I'm still going to be working, I'm still going to have class, I'm still going to have to go to my practicum. But it's not all going to be like as condensed as it is right now, so it's kind of already been thought about. But for me, it's more so just like getting into a consistent routine where like I wake up, I go to the gym for an hour or so, like come home and get ready for my day, go to class, like go to work. So it's going to be more of a norm, and it's going to be something that it's like, I'm not waking up in the morning like, ugh, I need to go to the gym, and I'm like dragging myself there. Like I'm just going to get up and go.
Okay. So it's definitely something that, even though you're still going to have a pretty packed schedule, it's something that you definitely is going to be able to like fit in there a little easier and a little more regularly.
Yeah, because I feel like my summer schedule is a lot more spread out, so it's not like I have my practicum and my work and class all in one day where I can't like find the time to go, but it's all going to be more spread out, so I'm going to have a little more free time each day to go. And I'll be able to be like, okay, well, I'm working from this time to this time, so I can go to the gym before work, or, oh, I have class in the morning, so I can go to the gym in the afternoon type of thing.
Right. So you'll have that space. You'll have the wiggle room to plan it when you need to, but you also have the free time to plan it in on a regular basis. Perfect. So, like with the fact that you're talking about being motivated on that like 8 or 9 number at this point, what do you think it would take for you to like get motivated to do it now rather than later, or not get motivated to do it now rather than later? Do you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah. I think what it would take for me right now is, like just to have less to do, or to be able to like fit something in like quick in the morning, or like quick when I get home at night, that's not requiring me to like go to the gym, because I have a membership.
Okay.
And so I think that's what's hard for me, is like I just physically, my days right now, like I'm out the door before the gym opens and I'm home after they close. So it's like, even if I want to go, like I can't. So I think what's going to help me is like finding an option that I can do at home that, doesn't have a lot of jumping, because I have downstairs neighbors, but something that's still going to get me a little bit of a workout instead of doing nothing.
Right. So something quick, easy, and effective for those days you're busy is kind of like the prime option for you right now.
Yeah. Because then if I can do something those days, and those days where, I leave the house at 5:30 in the morning and I'm not back until 10 p.m., like something where it's like, if I can do it those days, like I don't have an excuse to not do it any other day, because if I can do it when I'm running on 4 hours of sleep and have been awake for 18 hours, like I can do it anytime. So.
Right. So you definitely know that there are ways that you can do it, and it's just a matter of figuring out the best ways to kind of work it into your schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, yeah.
Okay. And I know that earlier you had mentioned, this is like way at the beginning of our conversation, you had mentioned that people tend to point out to you that you're not as healthy as you should be. And it seemed like that was a kind of a point of contention for you almost, like that was something that really bothered you. Did you want to expand on that a little bit more, and kind of like how that plays into, that motivation that you've got to get into the gym?
So, in undergrad, I had 4 roommates. and they were all size 2s or smaller. I am not a size 2, which doesn't bother me. Like, I know I am not ever going to be a size 2, but it was very hard when they would be sitting there, you know, all being able to share clothes and things like that, and then one of them would look at me and be like, "Oh yeah, Molly, like you couldn't fit into this. Like it looked really good on you, but it's not going to fit you," or things like that. And my mom is also very critical, so it's especially hard for me when I call her to like vent because I have a lot going on or things like that, or tell her about my day because something exciting happens, and she manages to like twist the conversation to be like, "Well, are you working out? Are you getting any physical activity in?" And when I kind of explained to her how my life is right now and how it's not ideal for that, and I'm struggling with, you know, prioritizing that, she always turns into like I'm making excuses, and like I'm not a 3-sport athlete anymore, and it's very obvious to her that my pants are very tight and my shirts are really tight and things like that. And
Right.
I know that she means well by it and is kind of like trying to remind me like you do need to take care of yourself, but it's just the fact that every time we talk, it goes from me being like, I had this great day, to like hanging up the phone being very upset because it turned in a direction that I didn't want it to go.
Right.
So.
Okay. So it's kind of like you definitely got the negativity coming about your health in general.
Yeah.
And but this definitely seems like something that, you know, almost like Molly wants to do it for Molly, and like kind of to persevere and push through, and you know, almost show them that you can do it. And you can do it on your own time.
Exactly. And I think that's, for a while, it was more of a like hindrance than anything, because like I would get off the phone with my mom and I'd be like, well, you know what, like now I'm upset, now I don't want to do anything. But I think it's gotten past that and it's gotten more into like the motivation phase, because I do want to do it, and I do want to like show my mom and be like, hey, like I can like be the size that I am and still be healthy. Like I can, you know, look this way and still be healthy and things like that, instead of it always turning into like, in order for me to be healthy, like I have to be small.
Right.
Because personally, I think I'm a little healthier than my roommate who cried to me in my junior year of college because she had finally hit 100 pounds, you know? And like, I know that's a little meh to say, but like, I don't like the connotation that healthy means small.
Right. No. So, and that's, I mean, and I think that's a completely valid way for you to feel about it. I mean, everybody has a different point of where they're healthy, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, and it seems like, you know, you've figured out where it is that you want to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got that nailed down, and now it's just a matter of getting you in there and getting you doing it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, you know, at this point, I kind of think that we're almost at a place where we might be able to start planning soon to, you know, figure out how to get you into the gym a little more often, and maybe even find you those quick, easy options for when you're at your apartment. So, one last thing that I, you know, did want to ask is, you know, at this point, what information do you know about, like, kind of the balance between, like, your eating and your diet? Eating and diet are the same thing. About your eating and your exercising. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know there needs to be a balance. Like, you can't expect to, you know, go to the gym for a little bit every day and then come home and exclusively eat takeout and not expect there to, you know, be these magical results that you're still going to wake up with a 6-pack. Like, a lot of it is what you're putting into your body,
right,
because, like, you can't expect to survive on, like, fats and junk food and things like that and think that, you know, going to the gym 1 hour a day is going to burn off all those calories. So I do know that there has to be a balance. I think for me, it's more so like finding that kind of balance for myself right now.
Okay. So it's more of discovering that balance, not necessarily being told, like, by the experts,
yeah,
you know, in terms of, like, what you should be eating when and how much. It's more of, like, you need to get into the gym and start balancing that to kind of figure out where your best place to be is.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And as we keep going, you know, I'll provide you with some information if you'd like it, in terms of, you know, good options, or we can even find, like, you know, good recipes, things to kind of keep you almost on the hunt for that perfect balance that you're kind of looking for. And as we continue on here, we will obviously work towards, you know, getting you to that goal and getting you into the gym more, and really working towards allowing you to feel the best that you possibly can.
Okay.
And I will see you next week.
Sounds good.